broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
All right, we got a little Hobson starting off the show today. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV, episode 7 of Murder in the First, called State of the Union. Of course, I am with you once again. My name is Monse Bolanos, and across me, not only my normal co-host, very handsome, Michael Andrew, but also special guest, Mateus Ward, a.k.a. The Killer, a.k.a. Dustin. Dusty.
Okay, so Dusty.
Dusty, remember?
Dusty.
Dusty. I tweeted you that. I was like, I called you Dusty. I feel like we're officially friends.
Oh yeah, best friends.
Best
we go
friends.
way back.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you for having me.
We are so excited to have you here.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. I was not expecting to have a killer sitting next to me.
Well,
in my lifetime.
Most people aren't.
You know, I like it though. I like it. I'm excited. Right. A lot of people are excited. We got a bunch of questions to ask you from fans. You know, they just love you already.
Ranging from like, hey, normal things to how it's like to act to an air hug.
Oh yeah.
Someone wanted. I think it was Abby Darnell. No, or Megan Lane.
Yeah.
Who might want an air hug. So if you feel like.
There's your air hug.
See?
Yes.
Air hugs.
I love you guys.
And if they want to tweet you right now about air hugs, about anything, Michael, where can they tweet you?
At Micheal_Drew. That's Michael EAL. And if you ask me for air hugs, I'll pass it to him. He'll air hug you. And then, you can tell it'll make you feel good.
Perfect. And Mateus, where can they find you?
It's at Mateus Ward on Twitter and Instagram.
Beautiful. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos. Let's get started.
Let's do it.
I mean, let's talk about Dustin since he's here. Let's go with that storyline first.
Yes.
All right.
We find out more about it.
Well.
Are you shocked?
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be just basic. I thought they were just going to, your uncle just broke your arm and turned you into a crazy killer, which I guess if you look at how this show's written, I guess that wouldn't make much sense because there's usually far more in-depth creation, like far more, like every character's there's way better creation than just something so basic as that. But the you hitting your cousin and the showcasing of emotion, I didn't expect that. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we saw a lot from you in this episode.
Yeah.
A lot of different stuff than we're used to.
It's a different look at Dustin. I think it's, in a crazy way, it's finding out what he did to his cousin almost humanizes him because it gives him some sort of emotion, which in the past episodes we haven't really gotten to see much of.
I wrote that exact thing in my notes. I was like, the first time we see him as one of us that had emotion. Was it different prepping for this particular episode versus the past?
It was. It was just I kept in the character in mind, as you have to. I did a lot of research, did a lot of character building before I went in, so a lot of it was shocking too. Like, I didn't know Dustin did that, of course, until the episode came in.
That's awesome.
So,
that makes him more authentic.
Yeah.
Makes him more real.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the audience doesn't know about it.
Right.
And I didn't either.
That's awesome. Yeah, somebody asked us that on one of the tweets, is how you prepared for this role, how you prepared for being a killer versus a role like you had in Hostages.
Right.
How is it different?
It's not very different.
Okay.
Fundamentally, it's not very different because I don't see Dustin as a killer or a bad guy or a psychopath. I see him as a human being. And I just wanted to play this character as real as I could, and our job as actors is to tell the truth. So I wanted to, I feel like I would be doing victims a disservice if I played him as a villain, if I played the bad guy, because I don't think he is in his mind, at least.
Yeah, and you're right, you don't play the bad guy like a typical bad guy.
No.
I think that's what's so intriguing about you. And we saw so many different sides of you. Like, the episode basically starts, for you are with your other lawyer, Aaron.
Yes.
And you see such a different side, because one, he tells you, which your reaction was great when you were like, where's Jamie, basically? Oh, she's researching your family.
Yeah.
You were kind of like, okay. And quickly, you didn't want to answer his questions that were supposed to help your case. Because he was like, if you could fill in the blanks for us, we can maybe have a better, fight.
Yeah. I'd just like to take a second and talk about how amazing Adam Colbert is.
Mm-hmm.
He's the coolest, funniest guy I know. And he's...
I think he tweeted us, right?
Yeah. He asked you a question on how wonderful it was for me to work with him.
Yes. And as modest as he is...
Adam, it was great.
And that's the end of the show. I think that's all that matters, right? Just to tell Adam how great.
Good? We're good. We can wrap it up.
Drop Smike, all of us. Everyone that comes in has such wonderful things to say about each other. Even Mo brought up Adam and everything. So I really like that it's consistent. Every guest we get talks highly about everybody else.
I know, and on a show that's where the tension is so high, you would think someone they might, maybe someone takes something personal. Like, the tension is so high, everything's so high strung there, like in the scenes anyway, that it's kind of nice to hear that everyone's so cool with one another.
Yeah, we're all really close because it's an emotional process.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it just it brings us together, and I think this is one of the closest casts I've worked with, and everyone was just so amazing. Mo, you guys had him on.
Mm-hmm.
He's just the coolest guy. I just could talk for hours about how great this cast is.
Yeah, I feel like I believe that based on everybody. Like you just said, everything is so high strung on the show. But the scene with Jamie going to visit your Uncle Bo.
They did.
For the tension, she handled it like a badass. I'm just saying.
She is such a that's my lawyer.
That is your I would totally take her any day.
I'm proud of that.
Yeah, that completely.
It's a badass.
That's the one thing that really stuck out to me in that one. It was like he looked completely homicidal and crazy. He had the hatchet. I put ratchet, but I meant hatchet. He had the hatchet, and he's just looking. And he looked more of a murderer than you did.
A little bit.
More of a killer, anyway.
Let's give a shout out to who plays Bo, which is Troy Ruptush. I'll
go with that.
I'm gonna say that's how you pronounce your last name. If I pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry.
Well,
We're gonna give a shout out to you.
Yeah, he was amazing.
He was so
I don't
good.
get to meet any of the other cast members that aren't in my jail cell.
Right.
But I'm so impressed by everyone.
Yeah.
This episode was some of the best ensemble acting I've seen in the show. Everyone is so good.
You mentioned that before we started watching the episode, how the supporting cast is really good. We've talked about that on the show every episode.
Not a weak link.
Not a weak link.
Arguably best, to my opinion, my favorite cast on television right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's to you, Mateus.
I'm part of it, so
Yeah, 100%.
You rose it up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
What can I say? What
can we say? Aside from the fact that we find out that he did something wrong when he possibly broke his arm. He hit a girl. He hit his cousin.
Broke the rules.
But did he broke your arm before that, though, right?
I don't think we know.
It wasn't in retaliation to that, was it?
Well,
it's implied.
And it says in Dustin's scene later, it says that that was the last time he was there.
Okay.
So I would assume what happened.
Unless you're trying to hide something. Unless you're trying to hide something that you can't tell us.
I'm scared that they might send Mo with an Uzi over if I give anything away. So please don't take it personally if I just...
Wait, you don't want to end up in a wall? Who doesn't want to end up in a wall?
Yeah, true.
Cormega, maybe? I don't think he really wanted to.
Yeah, maybe he did not want to. But yeah, we find that out, which I thought was a nice subtle twist, because we still don't know everything. We still have no idea. Like, we can guess all we want.
No idea.
We really don't. And that's I don't even want to make predictions today because we don't know anything.
I got some. I'm pretty sure some of my predictions are going to come.
Okay, calmado. Okay, he's all excited.
But I would think that the way they introduced the uncle, they introduced him to a point where you're like, oh, he's crazy. He turned him crazy. He made Mateus into a sociopath. But then it turns out maybe he's just a really overprotective father. Mm-hmm. So it's like they put so many layers on the characters that even when they finally showing that, that you're affected by what you do with your cousin, like now it makes us be empathetic towards Mateus.
Right.
So it's like an emotional roller coaster.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Oh.
He can't just be a protective
Monse.
father, because we talked to his daughter. And if he was just a protective father, she would be more willing to defend him.
Okay. Well, okay, all right, I'm not gonna disagree. Only because I would say that he never physically harmed her, but he could still be, I guess, mentally damaging.
Yeah.
All right, hey, all right.
Like, I think there's more to it than just being a protective father. That's what I mean.
Maybe. Maybe with Mateus, okay?
It's a big maybe in this episode. In the show, everything's a big maybe.
Well, Mateus he wants to die so bad. He seems like I've done something. I need to be punished for this. So maybe they put something in him, like they've ingrained like a thought process in him that I'm bad because I hit a girl. So now he's trying to end his life, and it all stems from that. Like he thinks he's not worthy of life, right? And I'm guessing, that's what I left this episode with. Like, okay, this is where his psychosis is starting. Mateus, how cool is it, man?
Tell us.
Well, I'm just gonna say that I love that the writing brings out some. I'm just gonna tiptoe around this.
I'm gonna catch you. There's gonna be something.
He's good at his job.
There's gonna be something. I ain't too shabby at mine either.
No, I'm like trying not to say anything, but I love that they're showing this different side of Dustin, and I think that's always something that I went into when I started. Is I knew that Dustin isn't crazy. He is damaged and fragile, and something had to push him to that point. So all the ridicule that he talks about with his cousins
Being
and
called a prissy boy?
yeah, that hurts.
I know that. Prissy boy. That's not really that much of a a zinger. I mean, I was a prissy boy. Oh, he can survive that.
James Dean had some pretty big reactions to being called the chicken. And, it's taxing.
Yeah.
It happens
in
a lot.
In the 20s, yeah.
Well,
what
yeah.
I mean? But like, I mean,
As a kid though,
Yeah.
it was about 6 during that. That's the biggest insult when you're 6, and it just I feel like
okay,
it hurts.
Okay.
Yeah, comes from the kid. Still a kid.
So that much of a kid.
Yeah.
A little bit. You're 10 years younger than me. I'm not even going to say combined how much younger you are than us, but we love it.
No,
because
whoa, you're 3 years younger than I am. So,
I love it.
Next
Thanks.
up.
That was funny. That was funny. I liked it. Well, next up, it's Navarro. Let's talk about Navarro. I like that we picked up immediately where I thought we were going to pick up, him getting to the border. It's immediately what I thought was going to happen. I called it. I was like, he's not going to go anywhere, and they're just going to quickly, get him and take him into custody, which I love that they didn't stretch that out because didn't need to be stretched out.
Yeah.
It's like, let's go straight to talk to him. And I'm glad. Maybe he did kill him, but it seems as though he's been cleared completely.
no, I believe him.
Yeah, I believe him too. I believed everything he said. I thought, and I was glad that we got a little bit more of info when it came to like the Nazi Brotherhood, and that it was basically a drug deal maybe gone bad, and that so many people are involved. What do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Do you think it's just a drug deal gone a little cray?
No, I mean, what do we say at the end after we're done watching it? I think it's all gonna tie together. It's probably gonna tie together with Sugar. It's probably gonna tie together with the Triad. I think the only thing that's not gonna tie into it is probably your trial, which would be insane if they somehow found a way to tie in his trial with the big drug trade going on. But I think it's all gonna somehow tie in.
Okay.
I mean, it's got to. And now they found Tran, Sarah Tran.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't. Every time I have something, every time I feel like I'm on.
They just send us another way, right?
Yeah.
I know. Good writing, good
They
directing.
reroute me.
Good actors.
Like
good
Google
shooting.
Maps.
Just well-rounded show, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty proud of it.
As you should be.
I'm very proud of it.
Yeah. This is my favorite show that I've covered for AfterBuzz. I covered it season 1, and I already liked it from season 1.
It was so good.
Yeah. It's a good show with good actors, none of the extravagant crap.
What I love about it is it doesn't feel like a TV show.
No.
It feels like a
mini movie,
12-hour movie when it all comes together. The way it's shot, the pacing is completely different than your average procedural and dramas. There's just something different there that just makes it stand out and makes it interesting and really fun to follow. And fun is relative word considering the school bus shootings and Uzis to faces and all that fun stuff. But no, it's just there's something different about it, and that's what really drew me to it, was that it was taking on current events and real problems that I feel like no one wants to talk about this stuff that's happening. Mm-hmm. It makes you uncomfortable. It mm-hmm. makes you feel weird and gross that stuff like that happens, but we need to talk about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because they're not all bad apples, as Jamie says in her speech in earlier episodes. Is it the bad apple or is the tree poisoned?
It's very true.
That's a very good one. I would say that every episode, it starts off high octane. Like here, they immediately start off like right into the story. Not even like with guns going off, but the moment he gets to the border, they catch him. Mm-hmm. Like right as soon as the episode starts, like it's already 0 to 100.
And Junior in the before the first scene we see is mm-hmm. just he's so good.
When he kicks Al's butt because he owes him $5,000. You find out that he's basically cracking heads
for loan sharks, right? Or for the union.
For the union, but he's like because he has a debt. We find out he has a $70,000 debt that he's trying to pay off by cracking heads.
So where is everything going?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all connected. Yeah. I think that's all connected with Navarro. And like one of the scenes that I really liked with Navarro in this episode was with his wife.
Oh.
You saw a different side of him. Again, we see so many different sides. But he, as a wife, I get it. Like, how do you stand by that forever when you have kids and your family's in danger?
That was an amazing scene.
Amazing.
Navarro, he had the manly cry.
Mm-hmm.
The manly tears
tour de
coming
force
down.
From him. That was incredible. I mean, I knew everyone on this show was good, but I'm just constantly surprised. Mm-hmm. It's just incredible, and I'm so honored to call them friends and mentors and co-workers. So,
well, I mean, yeah, that's a great cast to be a part of. Like you're always like aside from your own skill level, you're like technically a sponge. Right?
Oh yeah, best acting class you could have.
Aside from that, and you're already talented, but on top of that, you're working with such an amazing like group. That's awesome, Mateus. Mm-hmm. That's really great.
Mm-hmm. No, it's been such an incredible experience.
It has. I can only imagine, just because of everyone the way people talk about it. Every time we get someone, it just seems.
It's a big family. Yeah. It's a big family, and everyone learns from each other. And every time someone has a good scene, we compliment each other because we're proud of the work we put on screen, and we all know that. Mm-hmm. And we know how much work gets put into these episodes, and I think it's worth it. I think they come out all right.
They come out pretty.
They're okay. They're okay. And when I say okay, they're ridiculously good.
They're incredible.
They're incredible. I also really enjoyed the fact that Navarro, even after it's kind of like he's cleared, he's really not in the clear. Mm-mm. Because he still has to worry about the Nazi Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And I did not see Mulk and Terry going to talk to Neil at the prison and basically offer him power for safety.
They really care about their brothers. I mean, the irony going to their brotherhood to try and save their own brotherhood, mm-hmm. right? Like mm-hmm. they really look out for one another. Like they have every episode, they really seem to showcase how the cops really
have each other's backs.
Die for one another.
Yeah, I mean, Kodo says it in the episode. He says, "You keep this family posted too," mm-hmm. and it's true. They are a family. Everyone mm-hmm. is so close. Every time two inspectors get together to go interrogate someone, it's like the dynamic duo. It's just everyone works so well together, and they have this communication between one another that's just you're immediately there, and you know that they've been through so much together.
Yeah, let's talk about two of the inspectors that are a dynamic duo that Hildy's dad is not a fan of. Let's talk about that family dinner at the McCormick's.
Yes.
With Grandpa, or her dad, but Grandpa to Louise.
Yeah. I tweeted that dinner, that was like, ain't nothing more American than a really uncomfortable dinner where you always have those family members who say something we're like, I forgot that Grandpa's racist. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I forgot that my aunt is like homophobic. Oh my God, forgot about this. Hey guys.
But once again, I'm going to give a shout out to Kathleen.
Oh my God.
She's so amazing.
She blows me away.
Every single time.
Amazing.
Even in scenes where she has no lines. Just her reactions.
That's the best.
Yeah,
is
I love
just
her.
all the stuff going on underneath, and you can see it all through her eyes.
Yep.
And there's so much turmoil and struggle, and there's so much she wants to say. But I just could just go on for hours about every one of these.
But she kind of says it to her dad a little bit.
Yeah, did you? What was
She keeps it real. She's like, it's 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, get over it. Whatever happens.
Like, gays are married, blacks and whites are equal. Guys, it's 2015.
Yeah.
That was like...
And women don't need to clear dishes.
Clear the table.
And women don't need to clear tables.
Yeah, and her dad's like, so what, are you gay now? That's still what he says. That's still, it's like, oy, oy. And then he kind of goes and tries to talk to Micheal from the union to kind of help his son out, Junior, with a $70,000 debt. And it doesn't go well.
Okay, so real quick on Micheal.
Okay.
So Micheal, this is the guy who sent Raffi to the spot where last week where she saw the interaction between Sugar and going to the Chinese spot to go see the Triads.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's our thoughts on Micheal?
That he's corrupt?
Well, clearly he's corrupt, but why did he send Raffi?
Got it right on the bullseye, right?
I mean,
I'm really good at
We're
my
always
job.
going to come back to Raffi whenever,
well, I mean,
you know.
we have to.
We have to, because actually, yeah, you're right. I forgot. I didn't bring her up. I'm so sorry, Micheal.
She's setting
I'm so
things up,
sorry.
you know?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we are purposely lost because of the way they want us to feel right now. Like, you're right. It's like, what? They're connected, but how? There's holes, but I think it's on purpose. I think we're not supposed to know everything yet.
I just got something.
Do you want to leave it? Is it prediction? Do you want to leave it for a prediction?
It's just a possibility, because I don't know if it's a prediction. Because I'm not going to stand
I'm not
by
going to
it.
get committed, put the
Yeah.
red and blue lights
You don't
on.
wanna-
That's a whole,
yeah.
it's a whole deal.
Yeah.
You don't want people to tweet you about it? I get it. I get it.
The union is in cohesion with the Nazis. So they're trying to get rid of Sugar and the Triad, so then they can have it all for themselves.
That makes sense, and that goes with your prediction of Raffi being sent there to be killed.
And they sent Raffi, or maybe they wanted Raffi just to see it, just so maybe it could start something.
Micheal,
or kill Raffi.
you might be onto something.
But guys, listen, man.
We should write
You
this
see
down
this
because I
water
feel like
here?
we're going to forget
I'm-
what you said next week, or
I
how
know.
you said it. We need to write this down. But you might be onto something.
I'll
And
just watch
he's
this episode
quiet.
again.
That means something. He's trying to not have a reaction. Remember when Bonnie Kathleen was here and she was like, trying to not
froze?
react at all?
Is that your poker face?
Is that your poker face?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So we might be onto something. Let's put a pin in that.
See, they're trying to kill Raffi.
I love watching you guys during predictions because I'm going to be honest, half of it is completely spot on and the other half is so far in left field that I just start cracking up. Because I don't think about this stuff because I
Right.
get the scripts.
Right.
Yeah.
I just go with it. But then there's stuff that I'm like, I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
I never would have
Like-
picked up on that.
Sometimes when we're doing predictions, you just say like random, like, you know what's gonna happen?
Sugar's going to break out Dustin. That's gonna
Yeah. I thought that. I was like, what if they're all connected? What if he makes him his sidekick?
Like, Sugar's the one who got them the guns to go on the shooting
Boom.
in the freaking bus.
Yeah, let's talk about that. We didn't talk about that. About
The
how
internet?
about
You
how
want
we
to talk
find
about
out.
Mason, right? The kid on the bus that I let go?
Oh, yes, you have asked about that.
That's stuff that I can talk about.
Ooh, I love that you
that
know
means not coming
that. Mateus, I love that you know that. That means you do listen to us. This is
Okay,
precious.
all right.
I
love
appreciate
it.
what
Thank
you
you.
guys are.
Thank you. But yes, you have a question. What happened to the guy that his friend? Remember, you were like, I
Yeah,
thought he was
yeah,
going to be his
yeah.
friend. What happened?
Well, I can say what one of the questions is you want to know why I let him go.
Yeah, why'd
Yes.
you let him go?
Okay. Here's me being excited because I love being an actor.
Okay.
I love it. That was one of the things that there was actually a scene that got cut because of time. I'm guessing because he was incredible in it. Maestro Harrell, just so good.
He was on The Wire. He's a really good actor. I'm a fan of his.
He was really good, and where he's got his hands up and he says, "Dustin, I'm not afraid of you." And in that moment, I realized the people that Dustin and Alfie let live are just as important as the ones that they kill. Because to Dustin, the whole reason he picked the school bus, they picked an area that's tight and every second was planned out, is because Dustin is a control freak. He needs everything. He's way ahead of everyone. In my mind, he's 10 steps ahead of everyone in a scene that he's with.
Oh, yeah.
He's a genius, and he needs that sense of control. And that's what you see him lose when Alfie goes off. And it's like, no, that's not part of the plan. I was death by cop. I needed the headshot. That's why you see in the scene where I'm holding a hostage, he's holding his head out, so that trying to
get the headshot.
Yeah.
Just completely forgot about that part where you had your head out.
He wanted the headshot.
Yeah.
And back to the topic, because I'm so ADD.
No, we love it.
Yeah,
I'll get you back on the right. You're good.
That's what you're here for.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Keep going.
Only one keeping focused here.
I got it.
He's focused on Raffi.
I know.
Going off on tangents.
Every week.
Well,
I don't blame you.
Well, I say I'm the color commentary. You know, she's more on point, and I just jump in with the razzle dazzle. I'm like, you know what I'm saying, like that, and then boom, and then Mo got shot. And then boom, you know what I mean? I just, and that's the peanut butter and jam to our sandwich. Thank you.
Back to my cheese.
Cool.
Back to your cheese. That'll work.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Carry on. So you were saying.
Yeah, it was Dustin playing God.
Okay. Was that not written in the script? You to let him go?
No, it was.
It was. Okay.
Yeah. No, that was.
Okay. I was just wondering because of the way you said it, how he said, "I'm not afraid of you." So
Yeah.
I wondered if that was you. Just
that
like,
was
oh my gosh,
sort of just an additional scene that they had in there that got cut because a lot of the stuff you do, you'll watch the episode and go, where'd that scene go?
Yeah.
Is that later? Was that? But yeah, it was because Dustin decided he's a good guy. I'm gonna let him live because he's a strong person. You can tell, even without that scene, you can tell that he's a strong person. You know what I mean? And he played that brilliantly, and that's why he lets him go. And so guys were wondering how they got the guns on the bus.
Yeah, we got that answer that it was through Alfie's mom who worked, and you guys got on her computer. I mean, it seems like you were the brains of the operation, though. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say to add to what you were just saying, how you were a control freak. In the first episode, or like the way it was portrayed, it seemed like Alfie was the control freak. You thought Alfie was going to be the person to survive this. And then it just made a whole turn, and it was you that was the control freak. But it didn't start off that way, or it didn't appear that way to me.
No, nothing is as it appears.
Never.
No.
Thank you, television.
You think something's one way, it probably isn't.
Right? I know. That's why I'm always like, this is my prediction, but it's probably this way instead. But yeah, I loved it. I love the change.
So would you say that the characters that the kids that you ended up killing on the bus, so it was all, you knew who each and every one of them were?
Yes.
And they were probably students that you didn't get along with, and that you probably,
Everything was planned.
Exactly what I wanted to know.
Everything besides there being no bullets in the gun, or the gun being jammed, everything was a plan. To me, at least, how I envisioned it, Dustin knew exactly the point that that Alfie would pull out the gun. That the kid would make a snarky remark, and he'd pull out the gun. They'd be right across from this certain area, this place. He would make sure the bus driver was hit so that they would go off, get closed in. Everything was part of Dustin's plan, except for Alfie going off and the gun being jammed. But,
hence why when you guys executed the plan, there was no nervousness.
Yes.
It was very calm. It was like, oh, this is just a Monday.
Well, as Dustin said, it was the most controlled feeling he ever had.
Right. And you could see it.
He was in his element.
Getting chills.
You're freaking me out now, Mateus. I'm too real with you.
I'm a nice guy. Come on, right?
I'm starting to see why you booked this role. No.
Last storyline of today's episode, probably the most intense one. Mo. Sugar. Yes, please.
The
that
intro scene.
You both had a reaction to that intro scene with Sugar.
It was one of those that like, oh, like we're all in the trailer. We're just like, oh, like that was crazy.
And he was so good.
I mean, it's TNT. Like, you know, it was so bloody.
That's one of the things that I love about this show is it's just, it does what it wants.
Yeah, they really push the limits.
Can we have a school shooting? Sure, Stephen Bochco. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever. You
do you. We will make it work. That's what TNT said.
The death scene, when he had the gun to his face, I didn't think I thought it was gonna be an interrogation. Like, what's his name? I'm trying to get this, that. He was just like, look at me. All right. And then he just it just the bullets completely splatters all over his.
Excellent
and you could just
scene.
see it in his
Fresh white
eyes.
Yeah.
Just all that pain.
Yeah, anger, pain. Yeah, it was. He acted on family, on his sister, because he even says in the episode, the best thing about this family was Tania.
Yeah.
That was the best part of our family. But the war continues, because then they find a dump job, a couple bodies with at least a dozen bullet holes, probably. And Terry goes talk to Sugar and just
I
says,
love their scenes.
Right, so good. So
their scenes.
subtle and so good. Man Crush Monday to both of them. Both of them. Great scene. Great scene.
You can have that one.
I will have that one. I will have. I'll take it all. Yeah, and I love that Terry says to him, "Watch your backs."
And then
Walks away.
Sugar
And then
says,
you too.
You too.
Yeah, so subtly.
So it's like a subtle respect. Is that what you're thinking? Little.
I think Terry was just, trying to be a little scary. Like, even though he knows Sugar isn't threatened by anything, it was just kind of like, I know you're in danger. I'm gonna walk away.
I think he has a heart.
Who, Terry?
I think he kind of respects him. I think he understands him. He respects him, and I don't know. He's just so smooth, and everything he says, he just seems so in control, even when he's not in control. Mm-hmm.
Even you're right, but I don't think Sugar is currently in control.
No,
I think
talking
he's
about
thinking.
English.
Oh, you're talking about English.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, he is always in control.
Sugar really does speaking of poker faces, Sugar really masters the poker face.
Yeah.
The irony, the two characters who have like the most stern looks, who you don't know what's going on behind the scenes or behind the facade. This episode, you really saw them break with Mateus and with
Navarro.
Sugar and
Sugar.
And
Navarro.
Navarro.
That's what I love
too.
about this episode is it really brings out the humanity in all the characters. Saying, no, this isn't just an archetypal gangster or a killer. We're dealing with human beings here,
People.
which is what I love about this show. Is no one's a bad guy. You know what I mean? No one's really a bad guy. No one sees himself as a bad guy. Same with Bo. And that's what I love this show.
Yeah, we did too. That scene with go ahead.
I like how Navarro, because I didn't get a chance to say this before. I liked how they showed Navarro how he copped to what he did, and he still kind of broke the law. I was like, yeah, I broke the law, but I was trying to protect my brother. I didn't kill another cop. So that's what makes me believe him, because he still copped to what he did. But I like how they showed that how he was still able to do what he did despite his situation.
Yeah.
And normally he's always so quick-witted and so funny, and to see him lose his temper and just flip out.
Yeah, he was worried about his family. Brings out your true colors when you have people that you
We're
love
dealing with
involved.
family here.
Yeah.
A lot of family. That's sort of
The theme, kind of.
the theme.
Yeah.
What was the name of this episode again?
State of the Union.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna have a family theme.
No. But
When he broke down when his wife was talking about possibly leaving him, and he was like, "No, please don't."
Yeah.
That kind of hurt my man heart right
No,
there.
that was right in the feels.
right in the feels.
Right in the
Right.
feels.
Right.
okay,
here.
what did you get called? Prissy boys, calm down.
Prissy boys. I mean,
Don't get
We are
crying on
sensitive.
me. Don't get crying on me.
speaking
Get like
of love,
Sugar.
Speaking of love, Abby Darnell, who's consistently asking us questions and who really, really is a big fan of yours, just wants to say that first, she loves you.
I love you too.
And do you ever have doubts that someone won't like your scene? Do you what actor doubts do you have before you do what you do? Do you ever go through that?
Oh, I always have doubts.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that makes it interesting. Is I have to go back and I don't look at the scene and go, yeah, see, I know exactly what I'm doing here. No, never. It's always, and that's one of the interesting things I think about working on a show like this is I'm not Dustin. I don't know what he's thinking. I have to go back and look at all, the research that I did and find out why does this have to do with his whole, who he is. And that's one of the things is I'll go into a scene and I'll be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm in over my head, and then I go in and with the help of other actors and amazing directors, it all comes together. But tell me the question again.
No, that was it. You
That was it. You got it. You got it. You're
That was
good.
good. There
You're
you go,
good.
Abby.
Yeah.
She's been tweeting you all day.
All
Love
day.
you.
Before we move into predictions,
Yes.
let's finish with Sugar had to do.
Okay.
The scene with Sugar and Fatty B, love that name.
Fatty
when
B.
they're
So,
at the table,
so ironic.
Right?
He's like the most in shape guy.
right? It's true. But he just calls him B a lot. You only
Yeah.
hear Fatty a
Yeah.
couple times. When they're at the table, all the guns are in front of them and stuff. That was the point where I was like, all right, Fatty B is thinking logically, while Mo is thinking with his heart because it's about family.
Yeah.
And there's an intruder And it turns out Mr. Chan wants to talk about it.
Oh, that scene.
So good.
It reminded me so much of like an old like gangster movie.
Oh,
like
100%.
it was so just the stakes, because you're dealing with Mr. Chan, who is all business
and does not look like what you expect Mr. Chan to look like.
I thought he was gonna be younger.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna be a younger.
Well, Andy's a young sounding name.
Yeah, it's
a very Andy Chan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I thought he was gonna be like the same age as Sugar, like around the same two young guys running the streets.
Again, another amazing
actor,
guest star, just
100%,
that blows you away.
Yeah, I don't think the age isn't what threw me off. It was that his presence was very much like a family man.
Yes.
Not like somebody that is running some dirty business, very family man, very just like
what he talks about. He quietly does his job.
So it wasn't the age that threw me off. It was the way his persona was, and it was just like they were playing not dominoes, but was it dominoes?
I thought it was dominoes.
Yeah, but then Sugar says only play dominoes. I play dominoes. So I assume that wasn't it. But in that scene, not only do we find out that Mr. Chan is pretty badass because he's a family man, but we find out that he is not behind this blood on blood war. No, he was like, hey, you killed my nephew. I killed the person responsible. That's it.
He was so calm, too.
Yeah.
He was so regular. It's like, nah, this has all been a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
We kill each other for no reason.
Yeah.
All right, so,
And then he says, basically, like, the person who did this set you up because they're trying to take both of us down. Both. Who do you think it is?
I mean, I said it earlier. I think it's a full-on, I was guessing before, but now... full-on prediction. Let's
go into predictions. I think we covered the whole episode, right?
Yes.
Let's go into predictions.
Give us the lights.
There you go.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
So who do you think it is?
Okay.
Go. Do it.
Here's my soliloquy. All right.
You're getting predictions too, Mateus. Don't think you're skipping out on us.
Like I'll show up the next episode. That's my prediction. So I said the Union is in cahoots with the Nazis.
Okay.
I don't know. Are they called Nazis? Or the Aryan Brotherhood?
Nazi Brotherhood.
Nazi
is what
Brotherhood.
they call them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the Nazi Brotherhood are in cahoots with the Union. They're trying to get rid of Sugar and the Triad, so then they can control the entire drug trade. And they're trying to hurt my girl Raffi.
Okay.
Hurt my girl Raffi.
All right. I like that prediction.
You better. It's gonna happen.
If it all does come together like that, that's pretty amazing. But it would not surprise me if Fatty B
So now you're jumping on my Hobson thing?
Yes. I know I was against that, but based on this episode, when I was like, he's thinking logically and he's realizing that his leader might be losing it, thinking with his heart. And I said it from, I feel like there was an episode like early on, I was like, maybe he's gonna try and take him down.
I was with Hobson until the end of this episode. I thought that when Sugar went to the restaurant to go meet Andy Chan, I thought he was sent there to get pretty much assassinated and was sent there by Hobson. I thought that was a setup right there. I thought Hobson was like, all right, yeah, go check it out. And then he pretty much sets him up. But once that didn't happen, I was like, all right, Hobson, I feel like Fatty B's is down for the cause.
Okay, so if he's down for the cause, then you're right. So are you telling me that Sugar and his people are going to help Terry and Hildy bring down the Nazi Brotherhood and the Union?
Well, hey.
Will they join forces? That is my question to Mateus. Michael, what do you think?
The writers might be aiming towards that because hey, what all this unity, the Aryan Brotherhood, Sugar and the cops, and what were we talking about at the dinner table? It's 2015. Blacks and whites are equal. Gays are getting married. Women don't clean the table. So we have to end Aryan Nazi Brotherhood.
Yeah.
So maybe it could just be. They could have been an Easter egg, a spoiler, or maybe.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Someone dies at the end of the season. Who do you think dies?
They said that?
No, I'm saying someone will die.
Oh, I thought you
Somebody
said...
has to die. Somebody that hurts us enough. Not somebody, that we're not like Bo.
Sugar's not making it.
You don't think Sugar makes it?
Sugar's not going to make it, and I don't know if Mateus is going to make it. And that hurts me. Because I like you, dude. I like you.
I like you too. Thank you.
Sugar, and if there's going to be a cop who takes it,
I think somebody we like will go. I agree. He's gonna go. He's gonna go. That's what he wants. He might kill himself.
Oh,
he might kill himself.
He might commit suicide. It's crazy that we're talking about you right in front of you.
I love this so much.
He might commit suicide.
I love this.
He might commit suicide.
To atone for his sins that he feels he deserves.
Yeah, because what if, like, he wants to die, he just wants to take the death penalty, and Jamie is not letting that happen. She's not letting you out that easy. She thinks she can help you. He could kill himself.
Okay, I think Navarro isn't gonna make it. Because he's too heartwarming. He's such a good guy that there's gonna have to be one thing that happens that leaves you messed up after the season.
Right. I think Rafi dies.
See, don't play games. See, why?
Here's why I think Rafi dies.
What are you talking about?
I think Rafi dies because she cannot be on the show if they're gonna have Terry and Hildy together.
Why?
Like if they
that
are
makes it
a couple.
exciting.
That can't happen. So the only way that they get romantically involved is if Rafi gets out of the way.
See, remember what he said before about how when we do predictions, sometimes you say things that make no sense? That's what you just said right now.
That's your heart speaking.
That's what you said right now.
That's your heart speaking.
There's so much there.
Everything is going to be okay.
No, there's just so much there for her character to do. And all right,
see, he's already consoling you.
See? All right. No, that's not going to happen. Rafi's going to survive. I say Navarro. Yeah, that's it. I think. Actually, I don't think you die. I actually think you get off, and you probably get. Okay, all right. I'm calling an audible. They sentence you to life, then you commit suicide. Bang, because he's mad that he's not gonna die.
Yeah.
And then
that's yeah, I agree.
All right.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, Mateus, can you predict anything for us? Anything.
I think I'm in it more.
Oh,
cool.
He's good.
Touché.
I hope I'm in it next episode.
Right? You hope they didn't just kill you off. I
hope they didn't just cut off all my scenes. You never know.
Yeah.
I think Sugar's gonna be badass. Mm-hmm. I think there's gonna be some cop stuff going on. There's gonna be some.
There's gonna be cops.
Corruptness.
I feel like San Francisco might come into play.
Ooh.
I feel like they might be in that city at some point soon. I think
you're really just shocking us.
The
here
letter
with your
B
predictions.
is going to be in the next few episodes. They're going to saying B a lot.
B, okay, B for Boo, for Bo,
for Fatty B.
I know. I was going to list all the B's it could have met, but Fatty B, yeah. Anything else?
I know you got more.
I know. It's like he's trying to hold back. He's like, I can't say anything.
I'm trying to make witty comments to make up for the fact that I'm sweating so much right now because I'm scared I might give something away.
All right, let's not do that. Let's not get you there.
I'm in a jail cell. I have a lot of stuff to deal with right now.
Yes, you're right. True. You're right.
We didn't get a chance to talk about Koto's drawer of awesomeness.
Ooh,
oh yeah, everything he needs.
You're right.
Talk about the charm in that scene.
Man crush Monday again. 3 of them.
That is the coolest guy.
Koto?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Ian Anthony Dale is just, he walks on set. First of all, he's such a nice guy. He's so funny. And he's just cool. Like, you look up cool in the dictionary.
And he comes up.
Ian Anthony Dale.
With like a gun and some bourbon. So he had
Black, what is it, Black Label? Johnny Walker?
Yeah,
Black
Johnny
Label?
Walker, a gun, and the stress reliever thing.
That's important. Because if you're stressed, you got a gun, you need to calm down.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So that's
I was like, wow, that's an awesome. I like that little drawer there.
Yeah.
Question.
Possible answer.
Yeah. Okay. So this isn't really spoiler ethic type question. So what was it like working with Emmanuel Shriekley? Now, if just in terms of how you focus.
That's Rafi. In case you guys are confused, that's Rafi.
Please divulge.
It's hard to. I'm like, I'm trying to do my scene. And it's like, I'm doing my scene, and nope. Doing my scene. So many attractive people in this show. It's just...
Yeah, they all look good.
Some eye candy is true. Both ladies and gentlemen.
They do. Yeah,
lots of eye candy.
The women all look nice. But there's some moments where, like, even when we're watching, and I'm trying, I gotta take notes, or, whatever notes I take. Or a live tweet about Rafi. I'm like, damn, Rafi. That shit looks good. You got her hair in a bun? Oh, I like that. Oh, her skin looks smooth today. Okay, that's what's up. Is that olive? Okay, olive. You know what I mean? So I understand. And I'm not even in the room with her.
Mateus, every week. Every week.
I watch.
Every week. It's, it's like, what am I, chopped liver? I don't understand. So if people want to tweet you about Rafi, if people want to ask you about whether you're going to commit suicide or not, because I think I'm right on, where can they tweet you, Michael?
Michael_Drew, Michael EAL. Please, ask away, tweet. Let me know what you feel about this week's episode or next week's. Come on.
Mateus Ward, at Mateus Ward on Instagram and Twitter. Try to keep it simple.
Hey.
We love it. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, MonseBolanos. Be sure to rate us 5 stars on iTunes. Be sure to come back next week. We're going to have Bonnie, Kathleen joining us in the studio once again. Maybe Mateus will return. Who knows? Maybe he liked us enough to return, talk about Rafi, all the good stuff. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.